As we continue to define space and deconstruct communities, how can we engage a community that has now been internalized? Spatial boundaries were almost never respected in the past, as street peddlers occupied the corridors of living spaces to sell homemade craft and food. Society has evolved vastly from the past, and acts of repair are no longer cherished. People are, as a result, constantly buying new items and disposing them, rather than repairing them since it is more convenient to do so. As old trades that existed for centuries continue to struggle finding people to take over the skill sets, they look to people who require work from home typologies due to situations such as caretaking, illnesses, or old age. Partaking in craft provides them with a sense of purpose and a possible alternative source of income, lessening their reliance on government payouts. Crafting from home was in fact extremely common in the 60s as women had businesses of their own at home. Residents would practice the skill of sewing through making a curtain made of recycled fabrics. Sewing is first introduced as it requires less equipment and financial needs to start off, while offering a means to collect recyclables from the residents of the block. This breaks away from the disjointment of the act of recycling and the eventual outcome of it. Nonetheless, there is simply too little space to craft inside of the tiny square footages, therefore encouraging people to spill into the corridor, setting up workstations there, drawing communal interest. With thrifting and upcycling culture on the rise, opportunities to profit from repair and crafting items out of the collected waste material arise. The dying trade of the Karanguni, who have been going door to door to collect recyclables, can once again be activated to manage waste amongst the community, as they already embody the skill sets to take apart and sort materials. Over time, the curtain becomes too heavy and eventually rips. The craftsmen, while visiting the block, notice this and work with the residents to seek for solutions to remedy the situation with the at-hand material. With that, they propose to use the recyclables within the curtains to make paper mache bricks, which can be used to make furniture, racks, and create a new material collection point for residents to deposit their recyclables. As residents continue to grow the sorting shelves, items are being reintroduced into corridors, and eventually they create their own products out of the materials at hand, setting up ad hoc booths at the corridors, offering their skill sets and selling these handmade upcycled goods. More crafts are also introduced as more people see the opportunity of setting up booths on the corridor, and more local craftsmen from the neighborhood decide to pass on their skill sets. As the residents gain more experience with making, more objects are created on the corridor for a variety of neighborly needs. More people partake in the movement of craft, asking for services to repair objects, readily available outside their doorsteps, providing convenience and driving interaction. Residents can now utilize the skill sets they have learned to create their own designs and eventually set up storefronts, utilizing ceiling spaces and newly made furniture to showcase their work. This encourages an exchange of knowledge and an enrichment of skill sets while building a reliance on neighbors, fostering relationships with the people living within the residential block. Boundaries are therefore blurred as we seek to reclaim the space born out of austerity, making them our own and reopening doors, redefining the kampong spirit in the context of a HDB.